Hello and welcome. Today I will be showing you how to create this decorative flower cross. What we're going to be doing is it's going to be a bit different than our other wreaths. As you can see, they're going to be linked in the description box below. The different videos we have a wreath and we also have another heart-shaped wreath. Those ones are done in a different way than we're going to do this one. With this one, we're going to center our flowers in the middle. So what we're just going to do is we're first going to submerge some oasis. You want to make sure that you let it sink on its own and don't push it down to avoid causing any air bubbles. It's a really important thing to remember. We're also going to be using hydrangeas, different orchids, moss. You're going to need some moss and some different greenery and filler. So now we're just going to begin putting in our foam here. We're going to cut it into pieces and we're just going to put it only in the center of our frame here. In the rest of the area, we're going to take moss. You're going to need a lot of moss and we're going to put it around any remaining holes in our frame here. And we're going to secure it with some wire. All right, so we're just going to put the foam in. And then for every other place, we're going to put the moss in. So just pack it in. And we're going to secure it with wire. The moss gives for a much more natural and kind of nature look, so if that is what you're going for, you can definitely try this out. However, in many of our other videos, we do have another method of doing this, as mentioned before with our wreaths, so you can definitely go check that out if you'd like. So just fill any empty parts in your frame, like here, with the moss. If you are wrapping the middle with the moss, make sure you just wrap it thinly since you will be putting flowers in there and you need to have that room. Also make sure you put the moss in the back as well. You want to remember to do that because you want the full thing to be covered in moss. Take your wire and just secure the moss in place. This is much messier than the other method and it gives off a much more naturistic look. So of course, if you do want to use the other method you can. I do recommend you go watch that video for inspiration. As you can see here, I always also put the moss on the back. So you want to cover every part of your frame. So just continue putting in your moss and filling it up. Make sure you fill up the front and the back as well, and just wrap it up with your wire here. So now just spray your moss with some water to make it look fresh and alive. It is preserved moss, but just spray it with some water to give it up some moisture. And now we're going to begin with our flowers. So here I have a orchid. Some of the orchids have shorter or more curved stems. So for that case, I'm going to be using a piece of wire and just kind of giving it a bit more stability and some more length. So just take 2 pieces of wire, poke them through crisscross, and then take some floral tape, wrap it around the stem, and then you have a good stable orchid that you can work with. The moss gives off this vintage antique naturistic look, so if you do like that, definitely would recommend using moss. So here I'm just adding my hydrangea. The best part about this design is that you don't need that many flowers. Here you just need a few stems of the cymbidium orchids and some hydrangea. I also have these ivy vines here that I'm just going to add on to the bottom of my cross. So it is very convenient, and it's really pretty, and it does not require that much effort or flowers. Don't want your ivy vine here to move around. You can make these U-pins out of the wire and just kind of pin it in different places so that it doesn't move around. And there you go, it's attached to your cross here. So continue adding flowers, making the design that you want. So make sure you proportionally add your flowers. And also, if you haven't noticed, I am using a white floral tape instead of the green because I am having a white filler, so I don't want it to stand out too much. But yes, just continue to add flowers proportionally. Make it heavy in the middle and make it kind of simmer down towards the bottom and the sides. And now we're going to begin adding our filler. You can use any filler like baby's breath. So just add any additional greenery or filler. Here I have some ruscus, some ivy. So just continue to add it as you'd like and filling in any gaps. Once again, with the ivy, since it's long, you can make a U-pin out of the wire and just cut off any excess length you don't like. So with this method, since you don't need to use that many flowers, you can use your greenery, any greenery that you like, salal or ivy or asparagus, to enlarge your frame and make it seem bigger if you'd like. So just spray it with water and then store it in a cool place overnight. And thank you so much for watching. Leave any comments, questions, or concerns below, and don't forget to subscribe.